If that last video found you before you gave up, this is what happens after you don't. There's a flatline period around the corner for you. One where for a while nothing really happens. After you decide to not give up on this, for a while it's going to feel like you're not making progress. The reality is you are making progress. The progress is not seen yet because you are not there yet. You are slowly climbing a really steep hill. After watching my last video, you should have not quit anymore. Should have given you some motivation to not quit. Now, you're entering a phase now where, like I say, it's almost like a mountain. Slowly you will climb that mountain and it will feel like you're not getting any closer to the top. But I am telling you, you are. It's just a really high mountain. You slowly climb up that, and this is why I call it the flatline period. It feels like you're not really making any progress. Those sleepless nights, those early mornings, those 2 a.m. where you're sat at the charts studying mine or someone else's videos, thinking, am I actually making any progress? But as I say, you are slowly going like this, okay? It just feels like you're here right now because slowly it is a steep hill and eventually you will start climbing. And the funny thing is, the higher you go up that hill, the higher you go up that mountain, the quicker it gets. You're in a flatline period because it takes a while, because it's not easy. And you are going to be in that period for a long time. It might take a year for some, it might take 6 months for others, but you are making progress towards that goal. The boring part, however, is actually the breakthrough period. It's boring because it works. Anything flashy is not leading you in the right direction. The boring stuff is boring because eventually it's going to work and it's going to lead you in the right direction. The reason, for example, I always talk about predicting the next candle is because it works. It's not because it's flashy, okay? Sitting at the charts and being able to wait 3 days for a trade is not flashy, but it works. Over and over again, people get caught in this pipeline on YouTube and especially on short form content where the flashy stuff entices you. The flashy stuff looks like it works more. The opposite couldn't be more true. It's the boring stuff, the predicting one candle's expansion, the taking the same trade every single time. Guys, in my last video, I said every single trade I take looks like my last trade. Every single trade I take looks like the previous one because it's boring and it works. So when you're up at 2 a.m. studying and you're collecting data on a model that you haven't found success with yet, you don't know really works. You've heard it works, but as for anything in life, we need to see it for ourselves before we truly believe it. You can believe in something, but you have to see it for yourself for it to become an internal belief. So when you're up at the charts at 2 in the morning, studying your strategy, figuring out what do I need to do next, and it's getting boring again, think about the mountain. Think about where you are in that mountain. It's a flatline period. You're in the boring period. It's not going to be flashy because real trading is not flashy at all. It's not what you see on Instagram Reels. It's not what you see on TikTok or short form content in general, where it's 60 seconds of someone explaining a strategy to you or someone talking about fair value gaps and all of these silly things that just is not a strategy. When you spend time in the markets, you begin to realize that there's a story behind price. There's a narrative building aspect, a story building aspect of why price should do something when you're predicting it to do something. There's a why. There's a reason that this candle is the one I'm looking for. For example, accumulation, manipulation, and distribution, or time, actually. Everyone talks about time in the marketplace. Now, what people don't consider about time, and this is an example of the boring stuff, this isn't going to get views. If I teach this on YouTube, it's not going to get views. Okay? So what everyone thinks about time, when I say time, you instantly think of kill zones. Okay? But time relates to every single candle. Think about a yearly candle. A yearly candle, if it's going to be a bullish expansion candle, is going to have an open, a low, a high, and a close. Now, how do we tie in time to the higher time frames, or in this example, the yearly candle? Well, think about the opening of that year. There's quarters, right? So the first quarter might be the open to low portion. The 2 quarters in the middle may be the expansion of that candle. And then the final quarter at the end may be the high to close portion. So time is also in that aspect of the higher time frames. Like I said, that's very boring. It's not flashy and it's not fun. And if I make a video about it, it's not going to get views. But if you're learning these sort of things, and if what you're learning feels boring, trust me, you're on the right track. There's nothing flashy about good trading. There's nothing thrilling about good trading. It's boring. The best traders I speak to, some of the best traders I know, I tell my friends all the time that my job's boring. It really is. I sit down at the charts. I know exactly what I'm looking for. I know exactly what my next trade will look like. And if it doesn't appear, I don't execute. I do nothing else. And it's really, really easy. It's why I say trading is easy. So if you haven't given up because of my last video, this video is for you. This video is to tell you you're on that flat line of the mountain. You are slowly making progress towards the top of the mountain. You just don't see it yet. Now, if you're still here, you're not failing. You're just in an identity shift. You are currently shifting from the trader you are or were to the trader you're going to become. I spoke about this in my last video. If you want to become trader B, the trader who waits for a setup, the trader who makes 6 figures plus a year, you have to adopt the characteristics of trader B whilst you're still trader A. You are still in the position of being broke or in university or working a 9 to 5 or trying to make this happen on the side after you've retired. That's trader A. But trader A has certain characteristics that defines him. So trader A is feeling FOMO because of his position, because he wants to quit his 9 to 5, because he wants a path outside of university. Trader A is feeling FOMO. He's feeling a greed for money, a need for money, and he's entering setups that he wouldn't enter because of it. Trader B already sees himself as successful. Trader B already knows what works. So you need to act like trader B when you are trader A right now. Or rather, you need to act like trader B when you are in trader A's position. That's how you become profitable. You need that identity to shift. You need to picture yourself as this trader and adopt the characteristics that would get this trader to 6 figures a year or 5 figures a month. The characteristics involve things like being able to wait for your setup, being able to identify when market conditions are just bad, and this may happen for months. Trader B doesn't care if he doesn't trade for 2 weeks. You and trader A cares a whole lot more, way too much. So you are never going to become trader B as much as you're acting as trader A. You will never become him because you need to adopt his characteristics before you are yet in his position. That's what needs to happen. This is an identity shift. It's not easy and it doesn't take a month. It might take 3 to 6 months. It might take a year for some of you. But you need to start acting like this trader. And then slowly, over time, the universe shifts its reality and the reality around you manifests itself into what the reality of trader B would look like. Now, if you're serious about your trading and you're ready to finally make that identity shift and you are climbing up that mountain, let me help you with that. I've dropped a free course, a free 6-hour course, and it is in the top link of this description. Click the top link, it's completely free. It will take you over there. And there's a lot of content there. There's a lot of boring content there that I wouldn't teach on YouTube because it's the stuff that actually works. I don't do it for views. I do it to help you get to trader B's position. I do it to help you climb that mountain. So if you want that content, then top link in the description. If you want to work with me on a one-to-one level, it is the second link in the description. You can apply over there. With that being said, I hope this was a realization for more of you. Those of you who watched my last video and didn't quit because of it, I hope that this video serves as the beginning of that transformation. Now that you haven't quit, I hope this one's the transformation starter. With that being said, drop a like if you enjoyed it, and I will bring more videos like this one and like my last one. Leave a comment with any feedback, and I'll catch you guys later.